But I'm going to begin with another story that emanates from Capitol Hill today, and it's Congress's first in-depth look at the spectacular collapse of one of the world's largest crypto companies, FTX, as we begin to learn more about how far-reaching the crypto exchange's impact and influence really was on Wall Street, Main Street, and K Street here in Washington, D.C. For the first time since its collapse last month, senators held a hearing on the issue. Little grandstanding, of course, but they were grilling one of the finance world's top regulators, the chief of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, about what happened and why it happened. In his testimony, the commissioner, Benham, painted the crypto market overall as an unregulated Wild West. He called it a potential threat to national security and warned that we don't have the proper safeguards in place, meaning what happened to FTX could happen again to a company similar to it.
Invariably, the questions we are all obligated to answer as regulators are, how did you let this happen, and how will you prevent this from happening again? In the pivotal moment we find ourselves in, the answer to both questions is comprehensive market regulation. At the CFTC, we lack the authority to comprehensively regulate the digital commodity market and to prevent this from happening again. We must be provided appropriate authority by Congress.
Today's hearing came a day after the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, warned investors of the dangers of putting their money into crypto, comparing what we've seen in the last month with FTX to the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers 14 years ago, which, of course, led to the Great Recession and rocked the global financial system. At the heart of the matter is an industry and company still mostly unknown and unregulated that have had to make massive donations to politicians and political organizations on both sides of the aisle in order to look legitimate and look credible. In fact, according to the Wall Street Journal, FTX founder and now former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried and his FTX team were among the top political donors before last month's bankruptcy, with Bankman-Fried himself giving $40 million to mainly Democratic lawmakers and political action committees. And another top FTX executive donated more than $23 million, mainly to Republicans and conservative groups. And that's just the political donations we know about. According to The Guardian, Bankman-Fried says he also funneled contributions in dark money to Republicans, but he did so that way so the left didn't know what he was up to. 9 of the senators, or groups aligned with them in today's hearing, had received campaign donations from FTX specifically. At least 6 have since said they're now donating those contributions to charity. Those of us that were around during the Enron days remember a lot of charities benefited from Enron money, and now some charities are going to benefit from FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried money. Meanwhile, Sam Bankman-Fried, the now former CEO of FTX, is speaking out against the advice of his lawyers, as officials in the company's bankruptcy proceeding compare the implosion to Enron. In fact, they say it's worse than Enron in some aspects. Bankman-Fried spoke to CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin at his DealBook conference yesterday, admitting he made mistakes, but he claims he never did so intentionally or maliciously.
I made a lot of mistakes or things I would give anything to be able to do over again. I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago.
Were you truthful with us today?
I was as truthful as you know, I'm knowledgeable to be. There's some things I wish I knew more about, but yes, I was.
Not exactly reassuring. I spoke to Bankman-Fried a few times, including once on camera, for a Meet the Press episode that was focused on oligarchs and all of this big money giving. And he made some ominous and perhaps ironic comments then, specifically about lawmakers needing to better regulate the crypto industry. And he said they needed to do it quickly.
It's been really inspiring just to see the hard work put in there and the sort of like attention on customer protection, on federal oversight, and sort of grokking like it's important that this happens and that this happens quickly. Because, every day that goes by without oversight, there's just more risk for customers. There's more risk in the industry.
Every day that there's not any regulation, there's more risk to the industry, said Sam Bankman-Fried in September of 2022.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.